I feel like I'm being squeezed on food in the US. How the hell is food so expensive? I cannot get affordable food that isn't trash where I live. Hell, even if I wanted trash. A McDouble at McDonald's in my town is $3.69. They were $1 where I lived 10 years ago. At grocery stores I'm paying more money for less food. Shrinkflation was one thing, but now it's paired with regular oldflation. I'm responsible for feeding one other person. I can't imagine how people are managing to feed 3 or 4. Even rice and beans isn't the basically free that it used to be unless you're eating actual plastic. I know several friends who've been to Thailand and Japan recently and were shocked at how affordable food was. Good, healthy, fresh food as well. Tasty food. Why the hell is food so expensive here in the US where we have so many abundant natural resources? And so much farmland? I spend more money on food than rent right now. I'm just shocked at the price of going to the grocery store. And it just keeps getting worse every trip. I think it's a nice cycle. Pay for shit food. Get sick, pay for shit healthcare. Work your ass off. Pay taxes. Get even more sick. Pay for more shit healthcare. Die. When the entire supply chain is controlled by a few megacore, this is what happens. How the hell is food so expensive? Corporations know that it's something the commoners need, so they set the price as high as they can to maximize profits. This is America. Emo. Our markets aren't competitive and companies, big and small alike, are using the flimsiest excuses to drive up prices. America has been borderline laissez-faire for 45 years now, and we're reaping the benefits of that. Rising food costs is the most painful reminder of how much wages have truly stagnated. This is America. If you're not making more money, then you're a fucking douchebag. Now what are you gonna do? Make more money. Now that's the spirit. Going out for food of any kind seems to be a luxury here. Even if you're going out for McDonald's. I went to Sydney in 2013. I was blown away by how much groceries cost there. 10 years later we have reached that level. I heard pad thai is $1.50 in Thailand. It's $15 where I live in the US. Went to the store this morning and thought, I'll treat myself to some blueberries. Nope. $13 for literally 8 ounces. I already have trouble eating enough to begin with. Why are the healthy options 4 times more expensive? Between housing, good and gas costs, our budget is destroyed. We had over $10,000 in savings 2 years ago, now about $2,000. Add in student loans due this month and we are fucked. Not just hurting. Fucked. Burn the system down. Salt the ashes. Pillory those responsible. Canada too. Me and my family are looking at getting out of the city to buy a small house. Fix her up and grow our own food. Fuck this. Aldi is the only way we afford to eat an acceptable amount of food each day. I hope you have one in your city. Because a $100 cart actually looks like a $100 cart. Wholesale clubs are also good go-tos for stocking up. I spent $80 there once and it lasted me 3 weeks. Dave Ramsey constantly tells people to only eat rice and beans when they're trying to pay off debt. My wife joked the other day that he really needs to change it to rice or beans. Something I've been doing to make food more affordable is utilizing food services such as HelloFresh, Factor, etc. Sign up. Take the huge discount they give you for the first week and cancel. Make several email accounts and cycle through them. Been able to have lunch for work and dinner for 2 for around $10 per day. The mega corporations saw that they made bank during the pandemic with lower quality stuff and less product. It's all embarrassingly blatant, and they figured they could continue gouging people for everything. And you are right. Beans and rice are ridiculous. I switched to dry beans. Probably need to hit up Chinatown to see the more reasonable prices just because of salt and economic reasons. $3 for a can of chickpeas? Are you kidding? That can used to be 99 cents. Flaked tuna in a can is $2 now. Food prices are ridiculous. I mean, not that this doesn't always happen, but inflation plus recession, and none of the wages have caught up yet, which isn't surprising. That's been the trend for decades now. Major corporations own all the farmland and supermarkets. Less competition to drive prices down. Corporate greed. Good old-fashioned late-stage capitalism. It is getting ridiculous in the USA. I had my first don't give a fuck reaction in public the other day when the cheapest deli meats were. Not talking expensive brands, we're talking to store brand of deli meat. Ham was $10 a pound. Sorry, not sorry, you guys can go fuck yourself with that bullshit. Literally a loaf of bread a pound of ham, a half a pound of cheese, and some mayonnaise shouldn't cost as much as a gourmet meal out. I'm going to plant a large garden and try to rely on food from there as much as possible. Maybe eventually get some chickens. Just seems like the more I can divorce myself from dealing with these greedy corporations, the better my life will be. Fun fact: the US actually produces more than enough food to feed our own population and surplus. The scarcity and high prices are purely artificial. World hunger exists because there's no money in making sure everyone has the same access to healthy food. I live in a town that has a population of 30,000. We have one grocery store. When any large building becomes available, that company buys the building and refuses to allow any other grocery store to move in. I swear they raise their prices every week. My question has been, shouldn't the market respond with new cheap and good eateries? It's almost like this isn't even capitalism. It's corporate feudalism. There's a reason barcode swapping has been on the rise at self-checkouts, and I understand it. Robin Hood for your family. 2008, the average price of a burger at the Big Three in the US 71 cents. 2023, the average price of a burger at the Big Three in the US $3.57. That's a 502.8 increase. Meanwhile, minimum wage has gone from 5.85 to 6.55 to 7.25, which is a 23.9. It's literally price gouging. I'm also responsible for feeding someone who eats 4 servings in a go. We're at around $800 on the food budget. And yes, it's getting ridiculous. I commented that my mother could buy 10 candy bars for $1. Today, one candy bar is $2.75. And it just shows our money is being eroded. And holy crap, the amount of screamers that replied, people saying I'm just an idiot who can't budget. The budget isn't the point of this statement, or whining that I shouldn't be eating 10 candy bars again, not the friggin' point. I feel we've spent decades aggressively demonizing the homeless and the poor, so when the numbers go up an order of magnitude this decade, most of us will still somehow feel it is our own fault. In my meaningless opinion, the only way out of this is to socialize all necessities. I'm down with capitalism for everything else, but it makes no sense to me to try and apply it to markets with captive demand like food, water, housing, electricity, and access to the internet. It's not even really fair to call it capitalism when the demand side of the equation has no leverage. It's just extortion. Because people need their yachts. Check the dumpster. Get your trash food at 100% discount. My Subway meal was $14 today. It's ridiculous.